combine has run this year, and by golly, she's not doing too bad of a job. Don't mind them sprayer tracks. That's when it was still raining. I didn't want to get the camera out too fast because I didn't want to jinx myself, because I just couldn't believe this combine was actually going to do what it's supposed to do. Okay, look at that. Out of this old field that I didn't expect to go very darn good at all. Let me get on down here. Guys, I want to show you why this combine is now working good. Look at that shine. I thought maybe she was jealous of the other machines because it was all dull and whatnot. So, and I promised myself I didn't really want to paint this thing, but that sun is bright. No reason I can't get out my buffer and polish her up. And now look at her. She's happy. She wants to work. Guys, the fact that, oh geez, what the hell am I, 17? The fact that that combine's happy makes me happy. I'm glad that it's actually working right and doing what it's supposed to be doing. It only took most of the season. And I want to show you something else. Now, I don't know if you caught, because the last combine video I did here a few weeks back, there was a couple of assholes that were trying to tell me how I didn't know anything about combines because I mentioned that one spit out just a few more beans than the other one. And again, nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, nothing crazy, but all they told me is how much smarter they are and how dumb I am and that I don't know what I'm doing and blah, 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 this and that. Well, you know what? Let me show you something. One person told me we had the same problem, increase your speed. So I kicked that variable speed up a notch and I let that 16-foot header just sing through this stuff. And lo and behold, she ain't hardly spitting out a bean. And that old Vitalax puts a pretty clean sample in the tank. But nevertheless, those two guys won't be watching any more of my videos. I mean, hey, I don't mind a little constructive criticism once and again. I mean, it makes the world go around, but you ain't got to tell me how dumb I am and how smart you are and expect to, well, you know. But whichever one of you told me to go a little faster, that was the ticket. That's exactly what that thing needed. So, enough about that. Let's go home and get a truck. But yeah, guys, I mean, so there's a bean. There's a bean, there's a bean. I mean, as far as beans per square foot, okay, there's one. There's one. That old son of a gun's doing a pretty darn good job. And maybe, maybe last year, I was running my 15-foot head on that last year. Maybe that's why it was spitting out a few more beans. I just wasn't feeding her enough. Maybe, right? Maybe I should go to a 218 on that one. I don't know. I really don't know. I didn't expect it to. I don't know what I expected. That's enough. I gotta get a truck. Got a lot to do tonight. This combine will load a truck pretty quick. But I tell you what, friends, when this combine's doing what it's doing right now, just sailing through these beans like an old pro, cleaning them in the hopper real nice. These are the days. This is the reason why I keep throwing money at this old piece of junk. When she works, she works. She's got her all figured out. Anyway, let me keep on going here until something breaks. And I have to retract everything I just said. Well, guys, I'm going to finish up this. I didn't even know the lights on this combine worked. How about that? This thing has just proven itself to me. Everything that I said about it before, I kind of take back. I mean, for now. We ain't done yet, but tell you what, she is just singing through this stuff like it was its job, which it is its job, but you know what I mean. It's doing what it's supposed to be doing. I couldn't be happier. Let me finish this up and jump to get the hell out of here. She's getting dark out. I'm just going to cause trouble if I stay out here much longer. Well, guys, that's it for tonight. I got to show you something really fun here. So, my clean grain auger is definitely working. Definitely. I'm going to be dumping more bushels into that old International tonight than I've ever dumped in it, which, hey, I guess that's good. But here, let's finish this up. There. Excellent. Let's turn that off. I gotta get myself situated by that truck there. This hopper, I don't think it'll hold another bushel. She's pretty full. I mean, maybe it could. I got room on the roof yet to throw bushels, but not many. That's a little bit better. Here's my truck. I've never combined in it this dark before, and I don't want to make a habit of it because that's when you break stuff. But these guys, things were just going so good tonight, I hated to quit. Put you in neutral. Definitely a load on her. Well, friends, there. I feel good. For the first time this year, that thing's actually earned its keep. I got 300 plus bushels in this old truck here. Most I've ever hauled to town with it so far was just a smidge over 200, so we'll see how she likes that. This ain't Gus. This is, Sully. I don't know how happy you're going to be about it. Let me catch up with you when I get to the house. All right, friends, we made her back safe. Sully's all tucked away. Handled that 300 bushels like a champ. No big deal. We are going to have to do a few things to this truck this winter. You know, stuff that I didn't bargain for, but you never know until you start driving it. Like, the front shocks are completely shot. It doesn't steer very good. But, I mean, we'll get to that. But nevertheless, for what I got into that truck, it's doing the job and it's doing it damn good. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go for tonight. Pick you back up in the morning where we'll start some reflections. Morning, everybody. Well, time to reflect. That's going to sit in there for probably the rest of the weekend. I drove by the elevator this morning and there was, 50 trucks in line just for the scale. Probably another 30 of them in line no way I'm going to do that. All the benefit of having two trucks. Now they're using a little bit more room for more than that one, so that's good. Still got Gus sitting out back. I could probably fit in a wagon if I need it, so I could probably finish that field if I'm so inclined. But we got to take a walk out there and see how the rest of those beans are doing. If you're curious as to why I was using the 6600 to combine that, well, there's a couple reasons. One, I've been trying to use it all dang year. It just wouldn't allow that. I'm glad last night that thing has never run. It's never worked that good. Smooth, fast, efficient. Those are three things that combine has never, ever been awesome at. But the main reason, I took a chance the other day, switched this one over to corn, which is fine. It doesn't take super long. It maybe takes an hour, but it's a pain in the ass if you got to do that. But like I said, took a chance. Figured since I've only got the one field of beans left that we were working on last night, it's like, well, maybe the 66 will find its way through. Worst case scenario, I can always switch that back. But like I said, reason being was I had good weather. I had dry corn, and I hate doing nothing, so I thought, why not take off a field of corn? By golly. And I did. Now, downside, corn was okay in yield at best. And reason being was I had blackbird problems, and I had a lot of blackbird problems. So I did this field. I did the one that I also planted the same day I planted this one, around the corner down the road that way. And not the most amazing yields, guys, but when your birds eat this much of your corn off basically every ear, and you're still around 120 to 130 bushel per acre average, hey, I'll take it. Whatever, nothing I can do about it. I can only shoot so many birds, so they got some of it. Now, with that being said, the last field of corn that I planted down this road, the birds didn't get into it. That field was planted late, and corn wasn't mature enough. This corn and the corn I had down the other end were both quite mature, and the birds thought that was pretty tasty stuff, so they dove right into it. But over there, they were just going to be eating sweet corn, so hey, that's fine. Leave that field alone. That field, what I thought was going to be my worst field of corn, will probably end up yielding the best, just because, well, everything's there. But enough about that now. Like I said, the old 44 did a pretty good job getting them ears pretty clean. No complaints about that. Must have had her adjusted right. And yeah, good clean sample. Hardly anything was cracked. Everything went through pretty good. And at 16.5% moisture, which again, guys, for what are we? So I don't know what day you're watching this, but it's October 5th here. So if I did them fields on October 3rd and October 4th, that's pretty remarkable moisture for this time of year, for this area of the world. That being said, let's go walk over and check the rest of that soybean field out, see how much longer that's got to sit before I can finish it. All right, I stand corrected. Look at all them stupid birds. Just eat her up, you son of a guns. I'm gonna, that night, jeez. Ain't that enough just to piss a guy off first thing in the morning? Stupid birds. Didn't even bring a shotgun with me. Oh well. Well, here we are, guys. Sometimes it's best to look at things in the light of day. If I were to guess how far I am into this field, I'm probably a third done. So, a third of this field got me 300 bushels. That means, and now remember, let me flash you back here to June or July, when I was looking at this field going, there ain't no way it's gonna go 20 bushel to the acre. Well, it's already beaten that. I figured if I got one truckload off of here, I'd be in good shape. Well, I'm thinking I'm gonna do a little better than that. So, hey, great. Other side of that token is, yeah, let me just follow this sprayer track here. There's still there's a couple green ones, which I think this is the reason I kind of cut this field in half this way. See, there's a patch of yellow, a little bit of yellow. There's more yellow back there. Might not hurt to leave the rest of this field set for another 2-3 days maybe. I am pretty confident that by the end of the week, this field will be in a check in my wallet. So that's not a bad thing. And I'll be done with all my soybeans. Yeah, there's enough yellow here where maybe this is the darndest thing this year though, guys, because you got yellow plants and then you got, you know, this stuff. 10% beans and 30% beans. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna let this field set for another day or two. There's a patch right there that's pretty good. Won't hurt to let it sit, I guess. They are calling for a little rain, which really, I mean, I don't think that 6 or 8 tenths of rain is gonna hurt me too much on this ground. Not this time anyway. I still find it hard to believe, well, not really, but what an hour and a half of my time and a buffer did for this thing. Holy cow. This old girl hasn't shined like that since it rolled off the assembly line. Excellent. Too bad the sun's right in my eyes. There we go. Look at you, old girl, shining like a new penny. And like I said, friends, ultimately, I think that's probably why it's, you know, ran so good yesterday. Just, you know, a girl needs to feel pretty if she wants to, you know, really give it her all. I think. I guess I don't know that for sure, but seems like I've heard women say that before. I don't know. Maybe one of you guys that knows more about that than me can chime in here. So, friends, enough about this reflection here. So, time to share something else with you. So, since these beans were doing so well this year, I had a friend of mine gave me a call that's sold me a few other tractors, as in Big John, the green bastard. Well, he's got another one that he drug out of the woods and asked me if I was interested in it. When he first called, I was like, yeah, he's finally going to sell me that 895 Versatile. Nope, not the Versatile yet, but it's all right. I'm still working on getting that Versatile out of him. But there will be a new tractor joining us, maybe in a week or so. I'll see if we can get it fired up and just drive it home. He's not too far from my house, so that works out okay. And if the green bastard made it, I'm sure this one probably will. So that's kind of exciting. It has a few problems, of course, because everything I own has a few problems. Do I really need this tractor in my life? No, not exactly, but price is right, guys. You know how it is. Just because, you know, something's on sale, you might buy it even if you don't need it. I've seen how that works out. But nevertheless, new tractor coming along. Stay toward the end and maybe you'll get to have a little better of a clue as to what I'm getting myself into. But you know, there's always nothing but fun and games around here at JT's, so I'm sure this will be nothing less. So guys, I guess that's gonna do it for this episode of All Around the Farm. You can see that things all around this farm are starting to wind down real nice. I've been blessed with all this good weather and pretty fair yields, minus the corn, but whatever, you know, take what I can get. Soybeans made up for it. Still got a little bit of corn left to go. Maybe for that last field, we'll all ride along in that 4420 together and get it done. Then comes the big job of washing everything, which, hey, that's part of the fun too. I know many of you have made mention that you'd love to see a lineup of all the tractors. So my thought is, once they're all washed and clean, I'll stick them out back there, and maybe we'll do that for an episode here coming up in the very near future. So, you know, stay tuned. More fun stuff to come. But guys, like I said, that's all I got for you today. We'll see what the rest of the day brings, but actually, now that I've walked around that, I'll probably start combining in another hour or two here. See how much I can get off. I'll leave the yellow stuff. I only got so much truck I can put it in anyway, so I might as well leave what I can't get and get what I can. Let's run with that. Well, friends, that's going to do it for me today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. What do I get myself into?